Hello fellow coffee botherers, in this video I'm going to give 3 shortcuts to better tasting espresso. Espresso isn't simple, it can be very frustrating. We should really remind ourselves that pro baristas receive quite a bit of specialist training and get a lot of practice every day, it's their job. It can take quite a while to really understand what you're doing with home espresso with only a small amount of daily practice, so I'd recommend managing your expectations. Don't expect to master it in a week. I've been doing the home espresso thing for quite a good few years and I definitely haven't mastered it. But hopefully these 3 shortcuts will just make things a little bit more straightforward and less frustrating. Shortcut 1. Choke your machine. I'm not suggesting getting it in a choke hold until it submits to providing perfect espresso. That probably won't work. What I mean is grind so fine that little or no espresso flows. I've found that a lot of beginners are nervous about grinding too fine, and there's really no need to worry about it. Choking the machine isn't going to hurt it, all it tells you is you've ground too fine. If you find the choking point with the beans you're using, you'll often find the perfect grind size is just slightly more coarse than that, and going gung-ho with a fine grind like this and then going slightly coarser is usually a faster approach to dialing in the grind. I'd recommend taking your grinder towards the finest it'll go, aiming for a fine flour consistency that literally smears. You can't feel any individual grains. Get used to how that feels. Unless you're using high extraction baskets, this kind of grind will choke most machines. You don't have to try this and actually choke the machine if you don't want to, you can take my word for it. From this too fine a grind size, adjust slightly more coarse until you start feeling grains. It should start to feel somewhere between flour and table salt. If it feels somewhere between table salt and granulated sugar, that's probably too coarse. If you download the DI Fluid app and get this coaster, the app will tell you the approximate micron size, which is very helpful. If you record the micron size for the coffee you're using when you're dialed in, that's a more accurate and scientific approach to rubbing the grinds between your fingers. Shortcut 2. Turbo Flush. If you have a thermoblock or thermocoil machine, and this includes most of the Sage or Breville machines, when you're flush with no portafilter in place or with a portafilter with a standard basket without coffee in it, it'll flush at a cooler temperature. This is because there's no pressure in the basket, slowing down the flow of water through the thermocoil or thermoblock. If you're making a few back-to-back shots, you may find that things change quite a bit from the first shot onwards, and often this is simply that the first shot acted as a preheating flush. A turbo flush is simply a flush with a pressurised basket, so all you need to do is put the dual-walled pressurised basket in the portafilter, do the flush with this in place, and then you're doing a flush at the full brew temperature. Shortcut 3. Preempt the grind adjustment. Something that catches a lot of people out is the requirement to adjust the grind size at different times of the day. If you get the grind perfect and then an hour or so later it runs fast,
2 hours later,
you're not doing anything wrong. This is completely normal. Just get into the routine of preempting how much you need to adjust the grind size as the day goes on, and you'll probably find this changes slightly depending on the time of year. I know that regardless of what setup I'm using here in the studio, I'll need to tighten the grind later in the day, much more so if we're filming as the temperature increases faster with the lighting and with the sound dampening curtains. What causes this? Lunar activity? Solar storms? Don't know, not bothered, just happens, deal with it. Actually, I'm kidding, I am bothered, and I've done loads of experiments to try and figure it out. It appears to be mainly a change in temperature of the beans and the burrs. Burrs will be colder when you first use them and will warm up slightly throughout the day as a room warms up. In higher volume settings such as in a coffee shop, they'll also warm up due to constant use. Beans in the hopper will also heat up throughout the day as the room temperature increases. Speaking of coffee beans, if you're in the UK and you've not tried my coffee from seaworks.co.uk, try it, it's mega. What's that you say? I would say that, I'm biased. How very dare you? But see for yourself, use the discount code YT25 for 25% off your first order. If you don't like them, you don't have to buy them again. Deal? Both of these seem to be the main contributing factors from what I can tell. Single dosing can help if you store your beans in airtight storage at the back of a cool cupboard, for example, but it doesn't stop it altogether. Even freezing beans in single doses and grinding from frozen doesn't prevent this. That seemed to have about the same impact on this as single dosing from airtight storage. It's not actually that big a deal once you know to expect it, just tighten the grind slightly as the day progresses and remember to adjust a bit more coarse the next morning. And that's it, nice and quick. For more, see the video that will pop up here in a minute. Coffee Cave's comment of the week!
Nicholas Brown 4324 says, "This music is for some other occasions."
Oh yeah, you're right, so it is. Thank you very much for watching, and if you think coffee is as fun as pinching a baby's cheek and you enjoyed this video, we've got tons of content about how to make better coffee at home to take you from beginner to home barista. We've got reviews and how-tos on the most popular machines. If you like the sound of that, click on my face here to subscribe and pinch my cheek. Tatty bye!